And as far as you know, I am recording right now.
As far as I know.
Yeah.
But, when you start statements with things like, as far as you know.
As far as you know, I'm recording.
That doesn't instill trust. That doesn't...
what I'm saying is I might be recording. I might not.
Yeah.
You don't know. As far as you know, I'm recording.
Oh, wait. As far as I know, I guess I don't know if you're recording or not.
Yeah. That's what people love about this podcast, the mystery. Are they recording or not? I'm sure a lot of people listen to this and they're like, I wonder if they're recording this.
Sometimes when we're silent, they might wonder that. But I think usually if they can hear us, they know that we are recording it.
You got a good point. Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a little show that we like to call Two Guys Talking About Lettuce. I'm Mary Tyler Moore.
Lettuce. And I'm talking about lettuce. Paul F. Tompkins.
Okay, so now I feel like you're ridiculing me.
Oh, okay. Why?
And I had a feeling that you would kind of make a joke over my new name.
Oh.
I'm over here as an actor trying to reinvent myself.
Okay.
And give myself a leg up, with a little name recognition.
Sure.
And you're I'm just going to be Paul F. Tompkins. Well, guess what? You can't be Paul F. Tompkins because he's alive and he's already using the name Paul F. Tompkins.
Listen, Greg, I thought you were making a joke.
No.
I didn't think you actually changed your name because
that
is a ridiculous thing to do.
No.
Change your name to Mary Tyler Moore.
I don't think you understand. Mary Tyler Moore, the name, has brand recognition already built in. And SAG, the Screen Actors Guild, has a rule that you can't use a name if it's taken by another living actor. Well, guess what? She is no longer living.
Sure.
So that means that I get to use the name and no one will have any sort of problem with it. I am now Mary Tyler Moore.
I think lots of people have a problem with it because it obviously seems like just you're trying to get attention, first of all, which won't work, which will backfire on you.
You think so?
It will be negative.
I don't know
attention.
if it backfired. Let me tell you something. I already got my own show, the Mary Tyler Moore Show. It's very popular.
That was already made.
It's already filmed. It's already made. I don't have to do any of the work. I don't have to worry about collecting any of the.
Paid.
I don't have to worry about collecting any of the money. Like it's all done.
That's not really a worry. That's actually nice.
Well,
to collect money.
Nice to not have to worry about money. I know.
It is nice to have to not worry about money. But when people say not worry about money, I think what they mean is they have so much that they don't have to worry about it.
Oh, no, I thought you were going to say not worried about making any money.
No, that's not. That's not it. And you're not getting paid, so that benefit is not real. What other benefit do you think you'd get from being named?
Well, if I'm at a party. And people are like, "Oh, hi, what's your name?" And they say their name. "Oh, my name's Janice Landsberger." And I say, "Hi, Janice. My name is Mary Tyler Moore." And she'd be like, "Oh my God, I love your work." You get a lot of praise. "Oh my God, it's so great to meet you. I love your show. I loved you on the Dick Van Dyke Show."
Has that happened? Do people actually think that you're Mary Tyler Moore?
Well, I just changed.
Don't most people know that she's no longer with us?
I just changed it this morning. I haven't gone to any parties yet. So I don't know what the reaction is going to be, but I'm thinking that it's going to be along those lines. "Oh my God, you look so good in capri pants." Which is something that I hear anyway.
This is what it'll actually be. Here, tell me. So, hey, nice to meet you. My name's Craig. What's your name?
Oh, hi, Craig. Good to meet you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, what's your name?
What's that?
Can you tell me your name?
Oh, I can.
Okay. I would love to hear it.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
See, it could just go like that. It'd be like we're at a party,
Yeah.
And you just making conversation. That's how you make party conversation.
Okay, but
in
that
fact,
has nothing to do with
this whole episode's called "How to Make Party Conversation." Should it be about how to have conversations at parties?
Greg, I think you're forgetting what we were talking about. We were talking about your name being Mary Tyler Moore.
That's so like last minute. No, I changed it back. Okay. It's Greg Benson again.
Oh, okay.
You know why? Because that's ridiculous. That name's already taken.
Yeah.
And frankly, I think that the whole Tyler Moore family will be very upset that I've taken Mary's first name.
Greg, you're a very frustrating man. You're a very frustrating man.
Although it's possible. I might need some asthma spray. It's possible that if I marry into the Tyler Moore family, then I could tell people that I married Tyler Moore. Maybe that's as close as I could get. I think legally.
I'm married Tyler Moore.
I married Tyler Moore. Like if I married someone named Tyler Moore.
No one ever talks like that. Though.
Wait a minute.
I'm married.
Now, wait a minute.
Tyler
I just
Moore.
thought about this. If you want to get famous, marry someone named Tyler Moore, and then you can let people know you married Tyler Moore, and then they'll be like, "I'm sorry, what? What?" That's so perfect. Yeah. I bet there are people.
I don't think
that
will get you famous. That would just be a funny story. That'd be a funny thing
all right.
to say.
No, I think you'd get famous. Okay. I want everybody to leave a comment.
Yeah.
If you have married someone named Tyler Moore, please leave a comment on this video on Apple Podcasts, in the comments section, and let us know that you married and that that's a funny. Yeah. Leave a comment on Spotify, and let us know.
Let us
know. You see what you did?
Yeah.
You brought it back to Speaking of lettuce, Craig, and now we need to get serious because this is a podcast about lettuce, and our viewers have noticed that ever since the 100th episode, we have not really talked much about lettuce because we promised them that we wouldn't.
Yeah, we also never talk about it very much anyway.
But over the past few weeks, we have gotten dozens of telegrams.
Okay.
Dozens
of telegrams.
Dozens
that
of
phrase
telegrams.
Has not been spoken probably since 1950.
But we have though. We have gotten dozens of telegrams coming in.
Okay.
And they've all been singing telegrams, which we appreciate. It's nice to have the words sung to us.
Sure. Wow. Okay. I'm unaware of these.
Yeah. But they all say the same thing. They all say that they want more lettuce facts, more lettuce-related content on the Lettuce Podcast.
Yeah.
Let's see if this inhaler works. Just a second here. Go ahead and talk amongst yourself.
Now, is that okay? Is that albuterol? I use albuterol. I use Advair. I know what you're going through right now. It's not fun.
Just a little. Yeah, it's good stuff. Oh yeah, that is good. Okay.
No, I mean it's not. It's just an inhaler. It's not going to get you high.
So just for all you guys who have, oh my God, I'm so high right now from this inhaler.
No, not from the inhaler.
So high right now.
Maybe you took your gummies. I don't know.
I don't really know. I don't know either. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So for everybody who wants more lettuce facts, here we go. Did you know that iceberg lettuce and cabbage are exactly the same thing?
No, they're not.
That's huh?
No, they're not. You're just saying things and then saying that it's a fact.
Yeah, but if you put them side by side, you will not be able to tell the difference in the way that they look or the way that they taste.
No, I think you will. You'll be able to tell. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe this is the reason why my cabbage salads are really not good.
Yeah.
They're very hard to eat too. Those leaves are tough. Yeah. It's almost like you need to cook them.
Yeah, probably. Lettuce or cabbage is tougher than lettuce. It's it's a pretty tough thing.
Things are tough all over, aren't they?
Listen, I have lettuce news if you want to hear it.
Yeah, all right. All right, let's hear it.
Apparently, if you get a nettle sting, lettuce might be good for easing the symptoms, as opposed to using dock leaf, which we all know you're supposed to use dock leaf when you get a nettle sting.
Yeah, no, this is fascinating, and I'm so glad that you brought that up because I have a follow-up question. What is a nettle?
A nettle is like a stinging plant.
Really? You just be like lying in bed, just like fast asleep, and then the stinging plant comes into your room and then just stings you while you're sleeping. You're like, God damn it, another nettle got me.
No. It's plants don't get up and move about. Plants are in the ground.
Maybe your plants don't. I mean, this is California, man. We do things differently here.
I've been to California many times.
Yeah.
And I've
Have
never
you ever been
seen
stung by a nettle?
No. But you just a second ago didn't know what a nettle was. So
yeah, but now I know.
Okay.
Now I know. I'm like, those are those plants that come in while you're sleeping. Then you wake up, you got stings all over your face, inside your nostrils.
I've never seen a moving plant at all in my time in L.A.
All right, so if I get a nettle sting on the inside of my nostrils or deep into my ear canal, then what do I do with it?
Jam a piece of lettuce in there.
Okay, which is something that I do anyway.
Oh, for what? Why? Why do you do that?
It's the first thing I do when I get. A lot of people have different habits, different things they do. Whatever that word is, and then that's one of my things. I get a new. Let's say I get an iceberg lettuce, which is the same thing as cabbage. Let's say I get one of those.
No,
and it's exactly the same. And
I don't know why you'd even bring that up.
I bring home a big head of cabbage or iceberg, whichever, same thing. And
why do you say both then if it's the same thing?
Yeah, I mean, because whatever's on sale, I get whatever's on sale, whatever's cheaper.
But I thought why would one be cheaper if they're the same?
Well, because sometimes they have more in stock of one than the other. Whatever. I think they just come from different parts of the tree or whatever. They come from different parts of the lettuce tree.
So they are different.
I mean, no, they're the same thing, but one grows on the east side, one grows on the west side. It has to do with where the sun is and the placement and the way it ripens or whatever. I don't really understand.
So I mean, all that's wrong, but also that would make them different as well.
I mean, they're not really different. They're mostly the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we both can just agree they're mostly the same.
No. Anyway, there's similarities. There's similarities for sure.
First thing I do, take an entire head of cabbage and I put it inside my head through the ear canal.
Okay. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And?
It's painful. That hurts.
Okay.
I don't recommend
it. Okay. But why do it? Like,
I guess to get rid of the nettle sting.
Oh, so you have nettle stings going on inside your head?
Yeah, a lot of them. There's a lot. I feel like we've kind of gone off topic, and like this is not, this conversation isn't making a lot of sense.
No, I don't think it's making any less sense than most of our conversations, but I hear you. We could move on.
Okay, let's move on. I'm going to tell you about something that I did that I think you'll be able to identify with it. I think everybody will be able to identify with this because it's a popular thing a lot of people do.
Okay.
When you want to show how grateful you are to someone else, what you do is you get a small pool of water and you close your eyes, you float in the water, and you just say thank you to the person, and it's really great. I like the floating is nice. The person appreciates the gesture. It's just a nice thing to do. So if you want to try it, just look it up. They're called sensory deprivation thanks.
Yeah, sensory deprivation tanks.
Thanks. Sensory deprivation thanks. Thanks. When you want to thank someone.
Oh.
You're totally ruining the joke. I'm trying to do this is a really good joke that I wrote ahead of time.
I thought you said things.
No,
instead of
sensory deprivation. Thanks. Is what they're called.
Okay.
Let me try that again.
I understand. I understand the joke you were trying to say.
If you want to try it, just look it up. They're called sensory deprivation. Thanks.
Now it sounds like you're saying thinks, not.
Oh, for God's sake.
Thanks.
Okay.
You gotta
this is really not going the way that I thought. Here's how I thought it was going to go.
Thanks.
Here's how I thought it was going to go. I was going to say my hilarious joke that I wrote, and I really did write this out ahead of time. That's why I was just reading it just now.
I believe you.
And I thought as soon as I said sensory deprivation, thanks, I thought that you would laugh for the remainder of the episode, or some people call it a repisode.
Okay.
I thought you'd laugh for the remainder of the repisode. And you didn't,
Greg,
and now I don't know what to do with the rest of the episode.
You made a conversation mistake. You just said repisode, and don't try to cover it up.
Some people call it a repisode. Don't embarrass me. Some people say repisode.
I guess episodes are a representation of you as a person.
So it's a repisode.
Okay, I guess we could allow that for now. But because I feel bad that I misunderstood your joke at first, so we will allow it.
Did the Mary Tyler Moore thing throw you? Is that why? You didn't?
I think
you didn't get the joke.
Next time you tell the joke, you really gotta enunciate the thanks. You
really?
Gotta say thanks. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't want to. I don't want to broadcast the joke. Like, here's the joke part.
Yeah, but I mean, there is a balance, of course, but you got to make sure people understand. because it sounded like things to me. It sounded like things.
Okay,
but
I'll tell you what.
I tell you what. The internet here.
I don't really believe you that it sounded like that. So we're gonna go ahead and do what we do. A lot of times we do instant playback. We're gonna go ahead and play it back.
Okay.
And we'll hear what I said. Here we go. Here's the playback.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want to try it, just look it up. They're called sensory deprivation. Okay. All right. Now we're back.
So that was a playback issue. I think we didn't hear the important bit of what you just said. What happened there? Was there tape? A scratch on the tape?
It sounded really clear to me.
Okay.
Do you want me to play it back one more time?
Yeah. Play it back one more time. Yeah.
Okay. All right. If you want to try it, just look it up. They're called sensory deprivation. Okay, we're back. All right. Now it did. Now that time I see it did sound different.
Yeah, that sounded way different. That sounded like suddenly you became Jerry Lewis. That's what that sounded like. So I don't know what's going on there. And I also, you were just talking. We weren't playing anything back.
Okay. Do you know, a lot of people don't know this about Jerry Lewis. Every time that he would go and play a show like in New Jersey, he'd go under the name Jersey Lewis just to get extra audience members. They're like, oh, Jersey, that's where we're from.
Did he?
Yeah, Jersey Lewis.
You just made this up, didn't you?
No. And whenever he'd go get a haircut, he'd book it under the name Harry Lewis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
of his hair.
Otherwise they wouldn't book him because they'd be like, wait, I don't think this guy has hair.
So you know the reason. Yeah.
Yeah. So he has to let them know that he has hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I never get a booking. I can never get a haircut.
And did you know that every time Jerry Lewis went down on another man, he called himself Jerry Bluis? Did you know that? That's actually true. That's a true fact.
Oh, that one's actually true.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That one is a true fact. The other two I made up, but that one is true. That one is true.
Yeah, that seems like the kind of truth that would really get out there in the public more so than the other ones.
He did that thousands of times. Changed his name thousands of times throughout his life to Jerry Bluis.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you know that when he would go camping, he didn't want to get attacked by bears, so he'd want them to think that he was one of them, so he changed his name to Barry Lewis. Did you know that?
Oh, like Barry White?
Yeah, because famously bears are fans of Barry White.
They do love Barry White. It's so true. Mm-hmm. I can't believe that you would insinuate that classic comedian Jerry Lewis used to blow thousands of dudes.
Why would I insinuate that?
Well, you just did. You just did. Like I said a thing and you didn't dispute it, so you insinuated that Jerry Lewis liked to blow a bunch of random dudes.
Wait.
And frankly, I don't think any of those dudes were random.
The thing that you... Oh, okay. So you think they were specifically chosen?
They were specific dudes. They were very specific dudes.
So your issue is the randomness, not so much... Okay.
Yeah. Listen, Jerry Lewis could do whatever he wanted. That guy made a lot of money. Some people thought he was funny. Some people didn't. I think a lot of people didn't think he was funny. And now, as time goes on and time passes, I think more and more people think that he's not funny. So,
well, that's the case. I think with most comedy, it doesn't age well.
It does not age well. But let me tell you something. Yeah. Boy, did that guy blow a lot of random dudes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that.
No. Is that you can't say that about a person?
I mean, if he did, fine. It's none of my business. It's none of my business. As long as it was consensual.
It doesn't bother me. It's not like he was doing it like to random people while they were like sleeping in bus stations, and then all of a sudden they'd wake up on a bus station bench and they'd be like, "Oh my God, Jerry Lewis has my dick in his mouth." I don't know how this happened.
That's not going to be the title of this episode, by the way. That is not going to be the title. Yeah,
it might be.
Nah,
it might be though, right? It might.
No,
might be.
Probably not. But I don't think that if that happened, I would have a problem with that.
By the way, let me just say this: this particular episode is not suitable for children.
Okay,
so if you are a child listening to this, please do not listen to this anymore. Especially the part about a minute ago when I talked about some random dude in a bus station waking up and his dick was in Jerry Lewis's mouth.
Sure. Yeah.
Like that part.
Yeah. Sure.
That part's not appropriate for kids. Okay?
A couple things wrong with what you're doing here. First, your warning after we said the thing.
You got to give a warning. Got to give a warning.
Also,
very important.
Also, every episode is not appropriate for kids. So,
most are. Most are appropriate for children. This one is not.
Okay. All right. I do put a warning, an explicit warning on every episode. Not on YouTube.
That's probably good.
It doesn't ask me to.
No.
But on Spotify I do.
YouTube doesn't care if you say stuff about Jerry Lewis. They have like a say whatever you want about Jerry Lewis rule. That's the YouTube rule.
Sure, yeah. I'm only now just realizing that I don't think there is an option to say explicit on YouTube. It's just it just asks you if the thing you're making is intended for children or not.
Yeah. And you say yes? You say yes it is?
No.
You say no. Okay, well now you're changing your story. You just said that we make these for children, and now you're changing it.
No. I never said we were making these for children. I don't know what it is you're talking about.
Okay.
Actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you use a lot of
See, that
lime
was a moment where people might have been wondering if we were recording.
Oh, yeah, they're right, yeah.
Yeah.
But don't ignore my question, though. Do you use a lot of lime when you're cooking or when you add lime to foods?
Only if the recipe calls for it, sure. Yeah.
All right. Only if the recipe calls for it. There you go. Now it's time for the Patreon-only bonus section, which starts when you hear the cow moo.
Okay. Are you going to put in the sound effect of a cow, or are you going to do the moo?
That's the thing. It might be neither. You don't know. I might not make a sound, and I might not put in a sound in editing.
So then we might just be in the Patreon-only section right now without the cow mooing.
No, we're not, because there has been no cow sound.
Well, Greg, I need to know when we're in the Patreon-only section because...
you got to say private things that only the patrons can hear?
I got to be real. I got to be real.
That is the section where we're real. This is the section where we're fake. We're fake people.
Yeah.
And then that's there it went.
This portion of Two Guys Talking About Lettuce has been edited out for your listening inconvenience. If you wish to hear the complete, unedited version with the bonus talking, be sure to visit patreon.com/Two Guys Talking About Lettuce. And now, back to the edited, not as good version of the podcast.
Go ahead.
And that's the end of the Patreon only bonus section.
See, I was in the middle of talking.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You surprised me with that.
Sure. Yeah, I could tell because you were in the middle of saying your monologue that went it.
So you don't think me being quote in the middle of talking was believable enough?
No, I don't really think so. That was staged, I think.
Okay, it was a little staged, but I'm just trying to mix it up and do something different for the listeners.
I understand.
Yeah, we just want to do things for you guys. And
can you do something else that's different?
Okay. This is the sound if a sheep and a cow had a baby. This is how it would sound.
Okay. Sounds almost like a sheep. Wait. Did you say a sheep and a cow have a baby?
The sheep and a cow had a little human baby.
You know what? That is kind of how it would sound.
Yeah.
No.
That's pretty good. That there's a color with that name. Mauve.
Mauve? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying the name of the... let's not get into it.
Is that how you pronounce mauve? Is that
how I pronounce what?
Mauve. Yeah, you've done this before on this
I have.
podcast.
I've done this several times. I listen. That's one of those words that it's just unpronounceable. There's no way to pronounce it. No one knows how to pronounce it. That's the word. Yeah, no one knows how to pronounce it. And it's
the word that I just pronounced. Yeah,
it's very frustrating.
Just say mauve.
Let me ask you a question. When you came here to Los Angeles, No.
Yeah.
We had a good time. We ate at a bunch of restaurants. Have you, since you've been home, have you been eating any food, or did you just do that while you were here?
We didn't eat any food. We stopped.
Okay. I recommend that you do just for living, because you need food to continue living. Yes. But also, food is really delicious. Right now, my brother is visiting in town. By the way, I asked him if he wants to make a special appearance on the Lettuce Podcast, and he said no.
Wow. Like that?
I will not. Kind of like that.
Wow. So was he like a Shakespearean actor all of a sudden?
Kind of. I mean, listen, the guy, he's vehement. So anyway, but so since he's here, we've been going out and eating all the food. In fact, yesterday I took him.
Is he still there? He's there.
He is still here, unless he left while we're recording this podcast. If he snuck
just went
out,
home.
and drove home, which is possible. He's got his car to drive home at any moment. I hope he doesn't, because I enjoy his company.
Right. It would be many hours away. Though.
And he's supposed to stay for like 5 more days, which is great.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Right. So anyway, so we've been going out eating all the food. Yesterday, I took him to the Korean corn dog place to get those spicy Korean corn dogs. And the
Two Hands.
And the elote. Yeah, Two Hands, which apparently is a chain. So people listening, you might have a Two Hands Seoul Korean corn dog location in your town.
I'm going to look up where my nearest Two Hands corn dog place is.
And it's so delicious, and the elote is so good, and their drink.
It's very good.
I tried one of their drinks for the first time. I got their creamy strawberry lemonade. Oh my god, it was so delicious. So everything there is so good.
Creamy strawberry lemonade.
Creamy strawberry lemonade. It was so freaking good. Anyway,
there's one in Indianapolis.
Hey,
That's the nearest one to me.
It's not far for you. You get in a car, you'll be in Indianapolis in like 20 minutes.
No, probably like 5 hours.
Well, you're driving too slow, but that's okay.
And there's two in Detroit.
See, look at that. Just go to Detroit.
Yeah. Which is closer. I think Indianapolis is closer, but it might be not too different. I'm going to look it up right now. We're going to know.
Anyways,
we're going to know.
Super easy. Or just go to the one in your own town, if that's probably closer and easier. Anyway,
it would be, sure.
So we've been eating all the food. And by the way, my brother enjoyed the Korean corn dog, but he said that it was just kind of a crazy food, like a food you'd get like at a state fair. You know, when you go to state fair and they've got, here's our fried butter. Try fried butter for $5. Well, how do you make it? We take a stick of butter, we batter it, and we deep fry it. You're like, all right, I guess I'll eat that. It's weird, but I
Greg,
guess I will.
It will take me 1 hour longer to get to Detroit than it will to Indianapolis.
Okay, that's what I said. Go to Indianapolis. You'll be there in 20 minutes, and you go eat yourself a corn dog.
5.5 hours, yes. Okay.
Anyway, so but
I will be in. I'm going to Indianapolis in like a month.
Oh,
so.
I'm so sorry to hear that. Are you going to stay with John Green?
I am.
Good.
I am going to stay with
Good.
John
Have you
Green.
stayed there before?
I've stayed in Indianapolis many times when I was shooting Crash Course politics,
but not at John's.
Politics.
Not at John's house.
Not at his house. Not at his house. In the vicinity.
Here's what I like about John Green, and this goes for anybody. Just become friends with John Green and go to Indianapolis and stay at his house. Because here's what you do: when John Green says, "Oh yeah,
sure.
come on to Indianapolis. I'll host you. You can stay at my house." He doesn't mean you can stay in his house. He means you can stay at another house that he has next to his house that is his guest house. John Green owns another house that's just
John Green is a
house.
very successful man.
Yeah. So he's got a guest house, and his guest house is the size of my house. It is a 2-story multi-bedroom house.
Does he invite everyone? Like everyone he talks to, he says, "Come visit my house."
Whether you know him or not, you are just consider yourself invited to John Green's house. Go over and stay at his house. I'm sure he wouldn't mind. It's not like you're going to be in his house. You're going to be in his guest house.
Sure.
It's kind of amazing. And he'll stock the kitchen for you. He'll put food in there for you, all sorts of stuff.
I'm not sure he had that situation when I went to Indianapolis yet. So, because otherwise, they wouldn't have had to put me up in a hotel. They wouldn't have had to pay for a hotel.
Yeah, seriously.
You know?
Yeah. What the what?
Yeah.
It might have been taken. Might have been taken by somebody else.
It could have been. It could be my BO. He just didn't want to be around.
That's true.
My terrible BO.
Yeah, you got some BO. Mm-hmm. Not body odor. You got the other thing that BO stands for.
Yeah. Bodacious oranges.
Yeah, you do have very large, round oranges, I've noticed. And they can be intimidating. So speaking of food, so I've been taking my brother out to eat at all the places. And you know from experience, there are so many restaurants in LA, and they just keep opening up. Like a lot of types of restaurants are exploding in this neighborhood, and one of the ones that you get the most are all these haggis restaurants. So we keep going.
Really?
We just keep
Haggis
going
restaurants.
to like, we go to like there's haggis.
I think
R
you're
Us.
lying.
There's
you're lying about
World of
this.
Haggis, and then
Sure.
and the one that I think is just called Mouthful of Haggis.
Why didn't I hear about these haggis restaurants when I was in LA?
I just forgot to take you to. They've opened so many of them, and they're all chains. You might have a mouthful of haggis wherever you are.
My wife and I honeymooned in Scotland.
You're what? I'm sorry, you're what?
Oh my God! I heard an older episode where I said my wife, and you didn't call me out.
Really?
You didn't call me out.
I'd like to apologize to everyone for that.
Yeah.
All right, so you went to Scotland and you ate a lot of haggis.
I did have haggis, and it was delicious.
Did they have
really
that
good.
restaurant chain Mouthful of Haggis?
No, that's not a that's not a thing.
You know what I love about them is their slogan. They have a great slogan. Please don't nag us. We'll make you haggis.
Who does that?
Or please don't nag us. Have some haggis. Or have some. Please don't nag us. Enjoy the food. I think that's what it is.
Oh yeah. Please don't nag us. Enjoy the food.
Enjoy the food.
Mouthful of haggis. So that's in L.A. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So good. 5 stars. I give it 5 stars on Yelp.
I just looked it up. Top 5 best haggis near Los Angeles.
Yeah, a lot of them.
There's near Los
There's
Angeles.
Mouthful of Haggis. There's an armful of haggis.
Nope.
Brimful of Asha.
There's Tam O'Shanter.
Oh my God,
And
so
there's
good.
the Cat and the Fiddle.
Oh yeah.
And Ye Old
There's the
King's
cat
Head.
and the fiddle and the silver spoon. Mouthful of haggis around noon. It's such a good song. Love that.
Yeah.
I love a good slogan when a restaurant has a good slogan. Do you have a favorite restaurant slogan that you like?
Applebee's. I'm sorry. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's pretty much.
Yeah.
I like truth in advertising. That is truth in advertising. Speaking of truth in advertising, I'm going to give a free restaurant slogan. This is for any restaurateur who is listening to our podcast. I'm sure a lot of you own restaurants. So this is for any of you who own restaurants. You can use this free of charge. Everybody loves truth in advertising. Keep it simple. Keep it memorable. Here it is.
I feel like it's the opposite.
Put it on your billboards, folks. Put it on your billboards.
Okay.
Here it is.
This is going to be the opposite of everything you're saying.
Nope. This is exactly what I'm saying. I promise you.
Okay.
Put this on your billboard. Here's the slogan.
Okay.
We make food for you to eat.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because that's what restaurants do.
I feel like it won't disappoint. I feel like you're going to get what you expect.
Yeah. Someone will see that and be like, oh, well, that's convenient because I'm hungry right now. And I could go make my own food, or I could go to this place. They'll make food for me to eat.
Yeah.
You see how advertising works?
Because sometimes you go to a restaurant, you're like, excuse me, can I eat the food you make? And they say no.
Yeah, they say...
Especially if you're going to like Menards or something.
What's Menards?
Home Depot or something.
So you try to make some sort of like a localized joke that didn't work? Because I've never heard of Menards.
Yep.
I've heard of Menards Ferguson, who had that big hit in the 70s. I think he played the saxophone or something.
I didn't realize there isn't a Menards isn't there Menards in California?
I've never heard of Menards. In fact, I think you're making it up.
Huh. Let me see. I didn't realize how not widespread. I knew it was a Midwest thing. It started in Wisconsin. Yeah. Holy cow! It's completely isolated in the Midwest, but there's a lot of them. They're all the way all over down to Kentucky, up through North Dakota, over to Pennsylvania, or not Philadelphia, but Pennsylvania. But once you get to the Rocky Mountains, stops. There's no Menards.
See? Okay, well, there you go. That's why I haven't heard of it. You probably haven't heard of some of our local places. Like, I bet you've never heard of Fred Meyer. Fred Meyer, everything from fruit to tires.
I don't. I've heard of Myers. Meyer, the grocery store. There's a grocery store, Meyer.
Fred Meyer. It's called Fred Meyer.
Yeah, okay.
We don't have them in California, and I've never heard of it.
Oh, okay, sure.
But... But...
Okay.
You know, there's a singer, the lead singer of Toka Wet Sprocket, did release a solo album, his first solo album, and it had a song on there called Fred Meyer.
Sure.
or everything from fruit to tires, and it's a song, and I had to look it up online. Like, what the hell is he talking about?
Mm-hmm. Sure.
That's what he's talking about.
Okay, Greg. All right.
Shoot, this
Okay,
is the
fun fact about Menards.
Oh yes, go ahead. Look
The
at Craig
richest person,
saving the episode right here.
the richest person in Wisconsin is the founder of Menards, the owner and
Bill
founder of Menards.
Menard.
Something like that, probably.
Yeah, probably
I don't know.
Bill Menard or Jerry Menard.
I don't know.
Lucy Menard.
Because I googled richest person in Wisconsin because I wanted to know if it was me. You know?
Yeah.
And nope, John Menard Jr.
John Menard Jr. Do you know? You'll never guess what his father's name was.
John.
No, Eric.
Oh, Eric. That is,
Yeah.
I guess I wouldn't have ever guessed that.
Yeah, Eric Menard was his father.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times people just add Junior just because it sounds fancy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think that. I think his dad probably really was John. Maybe his dad was the founder of Menards. He's got $22.5 billion.
Okay, now that's too much.
Billion.
Yeah, that's too much.
And you've never heard of Menards.
I don't feel like people even need $1 billion. I feel like that's too much money for one person to have.
Yeah, I agree. You know,
I feel like
we should at least cut it off at $2 billion.
I mean, I feel like, let's be honest, if you have $10 million, I mean, that is a tiny fraction of $1 billion. Because $1 billion, by the way, is 1,000 million, in case you guys don't know.
I knew.
That's what that
is.
No, it's not for you. I know you know.
Okay,
but a lot of our listeners are really stupid. Don't tell them I said that because I don't want to offend them. But they're so dumb. They're really, really dumb. They don't know how much $1 billion is, and I had to tell them. Okay.
But if they are that dumb, then this isn't insulting to them because they're not going to understand.
No, they won't understand this, and they won't even hear this because they don't know to listen to the whispering parts. Anyway, guys, we're back. Sorry about all the silence. You probably couldn't hear all the silence. So anyway.
Yeah.
So anyway, what was I saying? Oh, right. $1 billion is 1,000 million, right? But if you just have $10 million, I feel like you're going to get everything that you need in life. You know, I
think you're going to be fine.
You can afford yourself a fine home. You could pay for it all in cash, and then live. Even if you get $10 million when you're like in your 20s, I feel like that's going to last you the rest of your life, even with inflation. You're careful.
But then what are you going to do with all that extra money you're going to make then? Where's that going to go?
Well, don't make any more money.
The communist government? Is that where it's going to go, Greg?
No, I'm saying once you have 10 million, stop making money. Let other people make their 10 million.
Okay.
Because if this guy's got $22 billion, how many people could he give $10 million to?
A lot. A lot of people. Hundreds.
Yeah. Hang on a second.
Okay.
What is 22 million divided by 10 million?
Wait, are you asking me?
It's 2.2.
No, wait a minute. Hang on. What is 22 billion divided by 10 million?
It's 2,200.
2,200. So this guy could give 2,200 people $10 million each. And they'd be like, oh my God, wow.
That would be pretty good.
Now I have $10 million.
You could give like, if you want to keep $1 billion for yourself, you could give like 21 billion to like 21 different cities, and it would help the cities enormously.
Yeah, and then you'd still have $1 billion.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. And here's the people who have that much money, they're really good at investing. So usually what happens, if you have $22 billion, what you do, you go to like Chase Bank or whatever, you open a savings account. Their savings account sometimes might pay like 0.9%, maybe even 1%, 1.25, maybe they have a special, on their savings account. You put that $22 billion in that savings account, the whole thing. And just let it sit there. Let it ride, as they say.
Sure.
And, a week or a year or decade from now or whatever, it's worth even more money.
Yeah. I think you'd be making just as much. I think putting it in a bank is probably not the best way.
That's called investing. That's what investors do. They go open a savings account.
Sure.
And they put their money, even if it pays only like 0.7%,
I watched the Bernie Madoff documentary, and all the money he was taking in, you know where he was putting that money?
Where?
Chase Bank. He was just putting it in a bank account.
So basically, he made
billions
off
of dollars
with other people's money.
You said, "Oh, what? What?
Do you see what I did?
Greg.
Come on.
Oh.
He made off with all that cash.
What? Oh my God, Greg!
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
It's a good thing that he didn't Bernie all that cash.
Oh, that one doesn't work as well, but okay. I still love it.
I wish I knew his
no,
middle name, because then
seriously.
I'd make more jokes based on his middle name.
He was putting billions of dollars into Chase Bank, just right directly into Chase Bank, and taking it out constantly.
That's
and
what I
that's
told
and
you.
Chase
That's what
Bank
they
should
did.
have known what he was doing. They actually probably did know what he was doing.
What is Bernie Madoff's middle name?
I found Bernard and Lawrence.
Bernard Lawrence Madoff. Bernard Lawrence Madoff is the guy's full name. Okay, all right, hang on. Let me think of a good.
Okay, all right,
All right.
okay.
Boy, he really Lawrenced all of that money, didn't he?
I really think he had no problem breaking the law, Lawrence.
Well, he was busy.
Oh!
He was busy made off with all that money. So busy he didn't rest on his Lawrence.
Oh, okay.
You see where I'm going?
All that money laundering really gave money a Lawrence?
Money laundering, more like money Lawrencing.
Oh, okay.
This is
All
good.
right.
This is good.
Yeah.
You know what?
Yeah.
People tune into a podcast about lettuce to hear Bernie Madoff puns. That's what they do.
I think this entire podcast should be you making puns and me overreacting to all of them.
Whoa.
That should just
What
be-
do you mean overreacting? You were just doing your natural reaction.
Right, but some might view that as overreacting.
Oh, that's weird. I mean, I like to think, you know how I like truth in advertising. I also like truth in podcast responding.
Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'll try to make sure that my responses seem more truthful.
I would appreciate that.
Okay.
Please don't nag us. Have truthful responses.
Oh!
Yeah. Yep.
Wow.
See?
Yeah.
Really good.
Okay. Yeah.
Really good. Man, I love when you go, because you understand microphones and you move away from the microphone. If you did that into the microphone, it would probably overload and just cut out.
Yes. I rock a mic. I've rocked.
You know how to
mics
rock
before.
the mic.
Yeah.
One of my favorite lines in that Ben Folds song, "Rockin' the Suburbs," is when he says, "Gonna cuss on the mic tonight." I just think that's a hilarious line. "Gonna cuss on the mic tonight." Like kids are making a play.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna get on that microphone and I'm gonna cuss.
Rocking the suburbs.
I cuss on the mic.
Yeah.
I don't rap.
Kiss on the mic. Don't
Nope.
kiss on the mic.
I don't kiss on the mic.
That's really full of germs.
Yeah, no. And if there's one thing we know about Mary Tyler Moore, she hates germs.
Yeah. That's you? Or
I mean, it was me, but that was a short-lived thing.
mm-hmm.
I realized that was a mistake. Mainly because Mary Tyler Moore is a woman's name and I'm a man, and that's just confusing.
It is, especially you identify as a man. And
I do.
But you wanted to have a woman's name.
Yeah.
Like a famous woman. Like a woman is well known to be a woman.
Yeah.
And you just wanted that name.
Yeah.
That doesn't really work.
So here's what I did. I've decided to change my name instead to Cher. Just Cher, one word.
Okay.
But here's the thing. So I don't get confused with the singer who's also female from what I understand.
Yeah.
Contrary to what a lot of people believe.
Yeah.
So one thing that
change it. No, I think most people believe she's a woman, but
not all people. Not all people believe that. Most people believe that Cher is a woman. But I'm going to change my name to Cher, but to make sure that I'm not confused with the singer Cher, male or female, whatever they are.
Yeah.
I'm going to spell it Share.
Okay. I mean,
because who doesn't love sharing?
That's very noble sounding of you. That's
Sharing
very
is caring, is what they say.
You could change it to Share the Man.
Hey, do you know? Here's another thing I just realized.
Or Manshare. Manshare.
Oh, Manshare's that'd be like the name of my first album, Manshare.
Okay.
And I only sing Cher songs.
Is that the name of this episode?
But I use AI to turn those songs to make my voice sound like the female Cher. It's going to be confusing. No matter what I do, it's going to be very confusing. You know how they say sharing is...
You could just try to not do confusing things. You could just try that.
I don't know how to do that. Okay, you know how they say sharing is caring? That's a famous expression. Sharing is caring.
Yes.
Well, I just realized that's like, it's very close to two different ladies' names, Sharon and Karen. So you could also say Sharon is Karen.
As a name? Well, the is kind of makes it just sound like a statement. It's not really a name.
Okay. What if Sharon is like, you know how you see Karen's Gone Wild on Instagram? I that's one of my favorite Instagram things is Karen's Gone Wild. To see Karen's just freaking out in public. And actually, I unfollowed them. I stopped watching those because they just made me sad for humanity. But before that, I enjoyed them. But they could have another one called Sharon is Karen because maybe there's someone named Sharon and she is a Karen. I mean, this stuff writes itself.
Greg.
Yeah, I'm Greg.
Yeah, no, this stuff isn't written. You're just talking. That's just. What about just Sharon Karen or Karen, or what about just Greg? What about just Greg Benson?
Oh, you know what? You know what? I feel like it's all come full circle now. That's the best one. I'm going to use that name, and I don't care if there's already a Greg Benson in SAG. I'm using it.
Okay.
I'm using it.
Well, that's you. I mean,
thank you so much for listening, everybody. We're really glad that you joined us on a little show called Two Guys Talking About Cabbage. My name is, let me try it out for the first time. My name is Greg Benson.
Okay, you're going to need to practice.
It sort of flows right off the tongue.
No, just
Greg Benson.
You're opening your mouth really wide when you say it. You don't have to do that. You can just talk normal.
This is new to me. Anyway, say your name and then we'll be finished.
Okay, my name is Craig Benzine.
Ooh, that's so natural the way you do that. Mm-hmm. Thanks everybody for listening. Remember, until next time, we make food for you to eat.
We don't though. We're not a restaurant.
That's correct.
Yes. Bye.